Good morning, and what is going on? Happy Wednesday, happy January 4th. I just wanted to get on here because I want to encourage you guys. I hope you guys are working out. I hope you guys are determined to conquer your goals. They can be hard. You can't get distracted because most of us has had a 2-week break since Christmas, past New Year's, and a couple of days in. So I know how hard that adjustment is. Just pace yourself, get plenty of rest, and you should be good to go. But anyway, while I was working out this morning, I wanted to come on here. I will do my best to get this particular video in when I was praying. And right before I was praying, I had something that I realized that somebody had did to me. All right, now that you've watched that video, excuse me, trying to get rid of this sinus infection. I was a little distraught in that video, and let me tell you why. So I had severed ties with somebody that I was dating at the time, and I had befriended this man's sibling. And, you know, me and this man's sibling, we were close in age. We were just really cool, really sweet person, amazing person. Cool. I just thought it was somebody that we were going to be close with and somebody that was going to help me kind of walk through the path of grief with losing my mother and my grandmother. Fast forward to several months, this person has made some permanent decisions in his said relationship, which was fine. However, I knew that, you know, this was going to be a little bit of a shortened pace of our friendship, especially how I carry things. Once I have severed ties or ended a relationship, not only do I delete numbers from the person I'm dating, but anybody that I've met, that I've associated with, unless there's a child involved, there's no more communication. I don't care if your mother is the best person on the planet Earth, if your cousin is the best person on Earth. If all those people are connected to this person, especially relatives, blood relatives, friends, it could be a little different. If your friends kind of share like maybe a job or whatever the case may be, that could be a little different. But especially relatives, especially close relatives. Once I have severed ties with that individual, I'm no longer communicating with anybody. So I got a little taste of my medicine. So that person has made some things permanent in his relationship. What I wanted to have a conversation with this person's sibling about it, that sibling just cut me off. That sibling cut me off completely. Deleted me off Facebook, all that. Like, just, you know, went from, hey, checking in, to didn't even say, hey, I can't talk to you no more. That person just deleted me. It was done. Okay. And it caught me off guard. But it serves as a reminder that you will always get a taste of your own medicine. You know, another ex of mine from college, when we decided that it was over and he got engaged, I knew that that was the end of us communicating, including his sister, including his mom, including his cousins. So I went through a Facebook cleanout. I got rid of everybody. Excuse me. And so I think I was a little bit more blindsided by it, only because they were with me when they transitioned, when, you know, they witnessed me when my mother and my grandmother transitioned. And so it was a hard transition, but I'm very thankful that it was necessary, because I believe that being tied to this person that I used to date or whatever, I believe there was a lot of negative scars and wounds and stuff like that were attached, that neither one of us at the time were trying to face and heal from and move forward past. There was, I mean, I don't want to say there was a lot of hurt, like it was abusive, but there were a lot of cuts that both of us had made in between each other. And, you know, certain cuts were made and it was at the point of no return at that point. And so respectfully, he decided to move on. Totally fine. Wish him all the best. But of course, like I said, I was not expecting that sibling to cut me off like that sibling did, because it caught me completely off guard. Because, I would expect, something a little bit more subtle, but no, it got a taste of my own medicine, because I delete numbers. Like, once we're done, we're done. We don't talk. And I think the beauty in that is, and I realize that reason why I do that is because I need time to heal and rediscover myself and what are some of the things that I need. And I want this to be maybe something that might be encouraging to you guys. If you enter a single season, be single. Like, there's nothing wrong with, not talking to anybody. There's nothing wrong with having a dry phone, because let me tell you something, my phone was dry for a long time. Okay. Nothing wrong with nobody contacting you, or nothing wrong with going out on dates. Use that time to get to know yourself. Use that time to get closer to God. I know that sounds a little backwards, because we should always be striving to get a closer relationship with the Creator. But use that time to rekindle your relationship with God. Journal. Take care of your health. Take care of your finances. Take care of your body. Take care of your skin. Take care of any mental health issues that you might be having. For some people who are going through a breakup, you're going to grieve that breakup. You're going to grieve losing that partner. You're going to grieve losing that partner. You're going to grieve not having their company. You're going to grieve not talking to them. You're going to grieve what is no longer was. Okay. And so you need that time to process and be patient with yourself and give yourself grace, because it's not linear. It's not always progressive. Sometimes it can go upward, it can plateau, it can go down, come back up, plateau. And then, you'll know things are good, because it'll plateau, but then it'll just gradually shift upward. And so I just wanted to give a little encouragement to anybody who is just going through a breakup. They have went through a breakup recently, or the last couple of months. And they might be struggling with being single. Let me tell you something. Being single is beautiful, okay? Because you get to know like what your icks are. You get to know what your pace is. You get to know what's not working for you. Let me tell you, in my single season, I realized that I don't vacation enough. You know what I'm saying? And I want to take more vacations. I have taken vacations. I have gone out the country, but I said I'm trying to do more of that. I also said I'm trying to do some bucket list things in my fitness journey. So I just love it, and I embrace it, and I embrace this journey. And you never know who comes along while you are embracing that journey. Once you focus on taking care of things that you need to take care of, taking care of yourself, seeking God's will, what it is that He wants for your life, beautiful things happen. Now, that's not to say, I went on in a tangent about the individuals that I used to have a past with. That's not to say that they are horrible people. They are actually truly amazing individuals. Just so happens that our season was over. Okay. And sometimes, it can hurt. It can hurt that the season is over, and you'll grieve it. And that's totally normal. You know what I'm saying? Being, signs of you being human and being a normal human being is having that emotion and grieving over it. But of course, not letting that emotion take over you. Okay. The Bible talks about how our hearts are just basically, in a nutshell, all over the place. Okay. And so we shouldn't always rely on the things that go on in our heart. And our heart are essentially our seat of our emotions. And so you don't want your emotions to take you out. You don't want your emotions to slow you down. I see different videos of women and men, because of an ex situation, y'all going crazy. Y'all up here spending money in their name, getting credit cards in their name, tearing up their houses, tearing up property, getting on social media and calling them outside their name and bashing their name, exposing their secrets. Let's be mindful. The people that are out there exposing your ex's secrets, at one point you were the one that they could trust. So you want to be careful of that, okay? You want to be careful of that. They trusted you, and you made a vow to them saying that you will, keep that private. So that makes you unreliable, because you can't keep your word. Okay. I realize there's things that my significant other, he has told me that I still ain't telling. Why? Because even though him and I are no longer speaking, I made a vow to that man to make sure that whatever he tells me in confidence that I'm not going to go and repeat. Okay. So it doesn't matter whether we're on bad terms, good terms, not talking, whatever the case may be. Okay. You made a vow. And, one of the biggest things that we have to be careful of is our words. Okay. Your word is your bond. Okay. Anything that you say you're legally bound to it. Okay. So you want to be careful of doing all that and expose people. No, you made a vow, okay? Unless, you know what I'm saying, y'all out here making vows and it's going to hurt you and all, whatever the case may be, I don't know. But I'm just saying, be careful, okay? Embrace being single, embrace it. It's fun, and not only just fun, but it's so amazing what you kind of discover about yourself, right? One of the things that I discovered when I'm single is that I can always tell when my body is over caffeinated, right? And might be overstimulated, too much, anxious, whatever the case may be. No, I can always tell my body's over caffeinated. So, and usually, in that opportunity, I just scale it back on the caffeine or any type of stimulant, and I just rehydrate, and then put good food in my body, and get plenty of sleep, get plenty of rest. So those are just one of the many things that I discovered about myself that has been so amazing. There have been leaps and bounds in my career, and that's an amazing thing. And like I said, just being able to be yourself, because you don't know who might come along in the journey. So I hope this encourages somebody. It's cool to be single. Actually, Paul talks about it that ideally you should be single so you can, roughly translate it, that you should focus on what God wills you for you to do in your life, okay? And in God's life, okay? That pleases God. What you need to be focused on that pleases God. And so there's nothing wrong with that. But, one of the other things that I discovered about dating and seeking a relationship, me personally, my relational life is 1000% private. I don't plan on sharing. So that's just the beauty of old and new relationships. Then the only thing that needs to come as a fruit of that relationship is your own personal learning experiences. I learned a lot from my last relationship, and I'm so blessed by it. But I hope this blesses you. Now my brother's FaceTiming me. You guys have a great day.